not believe how small a rulebook is for such a big heavy box. What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to take a closer look at the Tapestry, a civilization game. A huge box that has the tiniest rule books for this amount of components and things that is going on in the game. So let's get down to the table, let me quickly show you what's inside this box and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, let's check out Tapestry and first of all, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but later. But this is a rule book, a 4 pages. This is all. This is everything that you need to know how to play the game, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, what you get in this game, each player will get these set of. So this game goes up to 5 players. I'm gonna show you the blue, of course, as always. So each of the players will get a bunch of these buildings. So you will get these yellow, these red, brown buildings. There's also the gray ones that, okay, here's the one. So these cutest little buildings, these are absolutely gorgeous looking. I really want to paint them. And you will also get these markers. These basically just mark your territory on the main board, which I will show you in a second. And you get like these little things. Some of them are still in here. Let me just quickly try and get them out to track your resources. So throughout the game you will track your food, your military, your population, and I'm really not sure what the mushrooms are. I think, no, this is gold, I think, so wealth or something like that. And you will track with these 4 throughout the game on your player sheet, and you will have all these buildings on your player sheet, so you will be stacking them over here, putting them here, building your civilization and trying to win. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, just in a second. Okay, so we get cards, lots of cards as you can see. So first thing first, we have cards that these are like level 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these are for Automa. I never played solo play, so we are going to just put it aside. So you will have these tapestry cards that you will play at the income phase. So you will play at most 4 or even 5 of these if you manage to activate some of the abilities. And these are all, if I'm not mistaken, these are not, no, these are not unique. No, yes, they are unique. The traps are not, but all other cards besides trap are unique cards, if I'm not mistaken, with the unique abilities, and they will give you a variety of different gameplays, and that is just absolutely great because the replay value for this game is through the roof, if you ask me. So you will get a bunch of these tapestry cards. You will be playing them throughout the game. Once you come to the income phase, you play one of the cards and you can then benefit from it if you played well. And then we have these technology cards. These are the technology cards that you will be researching throughout the game. And one main thing that I kind of don't like about it, but it's really just a minor thing, is these come in a random order. So you can first find like air conditioning, and then you can just find bakery, research bakery. I mean, bakery was way before air conditioning, but yeah, because its cards come out at random way, but you can earn buildings, different things. So this will give you to build some extra buildings or give you some resources or just straight up victory points. And the great thing is these also you will activate these throughout the game on the specific times, and sometimes they will require you to be good on some research tracks, and even you can use so your people that are sitting next to you, their research tracks. So this one says you have to be at technology level 2. You don't need to be. If one of your neighbors that's sitting left or right to you is on a level 2, you can freely upgrade this card and gain this bonus just because you are sitting next to him. So you're really watching what others are playing, and that's just absolutely great. So these cards are, I think these cards are definitely a solo play cards. So yeah, these are for the solo play. that part of the solo play was done by the friend of mine, which I was completely unaware of, or she did tell me, but I completely forgot. So, knowing that, I think I will most definitely have to play a solo game of Tapestry just to kind of promote her work a little bit as like one friend to another. And yeah, you also have these civilizations. There's like a bunch of them in here. Now we are going to talk in details about them a little bit later because there is some changes to them, but basically each of the players will get one of the civilizations, and as you can see, all of them have a very different abilities, and I mean like very different abilities, from the thing that they start in the age 2 right from the bat. They started the age 2 up to we have these militants, and it is just absolutely great. I think I played last one I played was guys that this one. So you will put some markers on the board, and if other players conquer those territories, you will earn those bonuses also, which is absolutely insane. There's like a bunch of them, and they are all really different. So each time you get one of these that you didn't play, it is a completely different game. You are doing completely different things and trying to achieve scores. You will also have these things over here. These are basically where you will be putting all those buildings that I show you, those small ones and the big ones that are underneath here, and you will be putting them on these tiles, on these spaces, and you are trying to finish this 3x3 grid and all the rows and columns and the rows, because you will earn some extra points and resources that way, and you are trying to fill this in as much as possible. And as you can see, they are all different. The red dots means that you don't put anything on these spaces. They are already taken for, there are hills or stuff like that. And as you can see, they are all very different. They are in configuration and everything, which is absolutely insane in a replay value. And of course, this is a solo, no, this is not a solo track, Jesus. This is a track where you will be keeping buildings. So once you advance your military or technology or exploration or science, once you advance it far enough, you will claim one of these buildings if you are the first one. And you get your player sheet. So over here you will track your resources, and up here you will put those little houses that I showed you. They will be all here, and as long as you remove them, you will unlock more and more production of each of the resources, and the points, you will score more points that way. And those, all these 4 tracks are pretty much different, which is super great. And this one is for solo play, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the Automa Rulebook, and I bumped the mic, sorry. So we have the Automa Rulebook, and this one is also a Shadow Empire variant if you want to play it. I'm not really sure what that is. I just played a regular game with live people, so I need to check that in more. And there's also these cheat sheets that explain you all the technology cards and all the spaces in the game, what they do. They are really clearly explained, so you don't have to worry like to have some questions or anything like you don't know. And then we have the main board. It is double-sided depending how many players you are playing, but in the essence, this is the board. You will be spawning on one of these 6 spaces, and you will be conquering these territories. You will be exploring these unexplored areas, and as you can see, there are these 4 tracks up here that you will advance on and earn different possibilities to build smaller buildings or earn these bigger buildings on each track. There's 3 of them, and yeah, that's basically the board. And now the awesomest thing, if you ask me, are these miniatures that come with the game. Now these all come pre-painted, so these were not painted by me, even though I would like to take my crack on them and give them some extra details. But be assured, this is a really nicely painted miniature. There's nothing you need to do about it, but it's just my painter brain wants to add more details and more stuff to these miniatures. And who knows, I just might do it if I find the time. But yeah, that is basically that's everything that you have. Also you get these tiles, because these tiles you will use to put them on the board when you are exploring. You will find all kinds of different terrain configurations and resources. And there's also these space tiles, because on one of the tracks you can reach the space, so you can explore space and earn points that way, because these can bring you some nice points. And basically, yeah, that's everything that comes in this huge box called Tapestry. Okay, so that was Tapestry, a civilization game, and I must mention it one more time, because I am completely surprised by this thing, and that is the rulebook. This game has a 4-page rulebook. I'm going to show it to you one more time. That's it. That's all. Just 4 pages of, and there's even like explanation. So the rulebook is not like all of this. Some of this is just explanation of how the things work. So these are not just like straight all the rules, and the setup is on the first page. So I was completely taken by surprise, because as you can see, it is a huge box that comes with a ton of great components. There's like a ton of these buildings that you will be putting throughout the game, and the game is fairly complex. Now, complex in a way that not like it's hard to teach anybody how to play. The game is pretty simple to play. You just spend the resource, move on one of those 4 tracks, activate the abilities, activate the bonus if you want to, or if you don't want to, depends all to you. And just play some cards when you want to forfeit your turn, so you can do like this production phase. And that's all you do for 4 turns, and you're done. You play the game. So it's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward game, but it has so much things going on the board. So you are playing your personal board, you are having your race that has some kind of special ability. That's usually it is something that you really need to be careful what other people are doing, because you can like take some of that what they are doing and take it for yourself. And then you have this like a city of yours that you are building, that those buildings that you acquired, that you saw, that you acquired throughout the game, you are putting them on your board, and you are trying to fill in these spaces and squares so you can get extra resources, because getting 1 or 2 resources per turn extra is a lot in this game. And I mean, especially at the first turns, that's like really a lot. So if you manage to snag one or 2 rows, or not the rows will bring you points. The squares 3 by 3, if you manage to fill them up with buildings, you can score some pretty nice points on the first turn, because if you can get those extra resources. It sounds way more complex than it is. The game is, as I said, pretty simple, but there's lots of things going on. Those 4 tracks, and the way those tracks works, because sometimes you will push one track heavily because you really want to advance on that track. You base your strategy on it. But it turns out that on the red track, for example, there is some type of scoring that is heavily related to a yellow track. The yellow is technology, the red is army, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold my word for it. So now, if you are going heavy on a military, you get to score a lot of points if you invested something in technology, and if you didn't, you kind of wasted that space, which you really don't want to do. And there's science that is pretty random. You are rolling dice. Sometimes you will get awesome stuff, sometimes not. Sometimes things will happen. I mean, it's a dice, it's a random fest in that way that sometimes Lady Luck will smile upon you, sometimes it will not. It helped me on a few occasions, but it did mess me up from time to time. Yeah. All that being said, I think this is a great game, but this a civilization game. This is like a subtitle, a civilization game. I didn't get a feeling that I was like building a civilization, that I was progressing. Now I don't think that this game does it bad, but I think it does it pretty vaguely, in a sense that other games do that. They give you the feel like you are building civilization, you are expanding your kingdom or whatever, you are finding new technologies, you are doing new stuff, researches, new materials, all kinds of different things. So this one doesn't give me that feeling at all, but still I really enjoyed it. Now, Some of the races, there's lots of races in here, and some of them are overpowered. There is an FAQ that tells you how they change them, and if you have expansion, because there is already expansion for this game out for this game. I still don't have it. I just have the base game. So I think they shipped the correct versions. So be aware of that. That some of these not nations like no, is it nations? I'm really not sure what they are called now. Let me just quickly check out what they are called. Oh man, so wait, I need to check the rulebook now because it's going to bug me all the time. Civilizations, yes, civilizations, of course. So all of these civilizations, all different civilizations, they are somewhat imbalanced, but still I don't know. The game is I'm really enjoying playing this game and just trying to make my stuff work, and I don't mind about the points at all. I mean, we all play games to win, of course. If you don't play to win, why you play even the game? But you know, for somebody who's competitive, I'm not personally competitive, but for somebody who's competitive, this game would definitely fall flat because some nations, some civilizations can do pretty nice stuff, while others like are more dependent or on other players, or in essence. But they did release the FAQ. They did change them a little bit to give them more balance, but at the end I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that imbalance because I just wanted to make my stuff work. I just wanted to make my tracks to score me as much point as I can, and that's it. That's how I play this game. So I really like it. I like the main board and how you are developing, how you are researching new tiles, how you are advancing and clashing with each others. Even though it is not the main part of the game, you don't have to do that at all to be competitive. I think I played pretty well without even exploring or expanding to either one territory, because I completely disregarded the military track. It is the track where you will be using them to go and attack other countries and try to steal territories from them and score points that way. So yeah, at the end, I really did enjoy this one. I am now more than interested in the expansion, and yeah, it is a great game. It didn't give me civilization feel, but I really enjoyed playing it, and now I wish to. I didn't play with all the civilizations, of course, because there's like too many of them, and the game is really like 2 hours long. But yeah, I really want to explore other civilizations and see how they play and how they match with different boards. One more thing that's absolutely great about this game is you don't have like a set amount of rounds, so somebody can be done sooner than you. You can still have some resources and playing the game, so you will choose when you will do like the income phase, and once you do a in last income phase, once you spend all the resources, you are done. But that doesn't mean that everybody is done. Everybody else just keep on playing until they are finished, and I like that asymmetrical ending to the game. It really gives you like a feeling that you accomplished something because other players are done and you still have something to play, you know. I like that. It feels really great. So yeah, that is that. I really like the game. I don't know. I recommend you check it out. It is pretty simple. If you want to have like a great looking game at the end of the game, your board looks absolutely gorgeous. So if you are looking at the 2 hour fun game that will look gorgeous at the end, definitely check out Tapestry. And that is that. Please do join me next time when I will be discovering new civilizations and make a documentary about it. And until then, pozdrav. Any civilization game so far, but yeah, let's get down to the table and we talk about that. Closer look at Tapestry, a civilization game. Kind of forgot about that subtitle here. Game where you are building